Hi everybody, welcome to Rust. This is on the PC, but this little tutorial applies just as much to console when Rust comes out on console, or maybe by the time you're watching this video it's already out. So this video is going to be all about how to make your first little starter base. So you'll kind of end up with something kind of a little bit like this. Let's go inside. So this first bit of the base, this little triangle, is what's called an airlock. The idea is that if I'm going into my base here and I get killed, there's still another door for any attacker to have to try and get through. So the idea is you close that door, then you open that door, and then you come inside, and here we are into my little abode. So what we've got in here is we've got the all-important tool cupboard. That's the tool cupboard there that you have to put resources in to keep your base maintained, otherwise it will start to degrade. We've got a little storage box there, a big storage box there, sleeping bag in case I get killed when I'm on my travels, I can spawn back inside my base, and the all-important furnace. The furnace is really important because this is where you place your ore. So this is where you place your metal ore in there along with some wood, and then you light it, and that will then give you metal fragments, so you can then upgrade the doors to metal doors. Very, very important, because these wooden doors are very fragile. Now you may well see I've already upgraded this sort of mini base to stone, but let's go out and let's find somewhere else where we're gonna build our starter base. Now what I kind of recommend you do is that when you start off in Rust, you know, your first run through on a server, is don't get sort of stuck closing doors like this, because this is a little bit embarrassing. Head away from the beach and head towards a part of the map where it probably backs onto a snow area like this, because it will be quieter, because people don't like going through the snow area. And then try and pick somewhere that's out of sight, because if you're playing solo, it's very easy to get picked off by groups. The other thing you want to do is, as you're running from the beach to where you want to put your base, let's bring the map up actually so you can kind of get an idea. So there's my base here, and I would have spawned somewhere down here. So you see I'm trying to get up here. Now there are some monuments around here, but the idea is that we're in these places, people are going to avoid the cold areas as new spawns, and you definitely don't want to be on the new spawn areas, because people are just running around trying to kill you all the time. And you run along and you pick stuff up as you're going along, like logs, stone, ore, that sort of stuff, and hemp, and then outside your base plant your seeds, so you can then have your food and hemp and that sort of stuff ready. So let's go over here somewhere. Let's think about building our base. I don't know. This looks like a nice spot, doesn't it? So let's build it. How about, actually it's pretty exposed here, but we'll build here. So the idea is we're going to build a 2x2 base with an airlock, and we're going to put a tool cupboard inside it and a sleeping bag to start off with, depending on how much resources you've got. So I've gathered together, I've got 4,000 wood. Now that might seem like a lot of wood, but once you've crafted your stone axe, you can harvest wood quite fast. And remember, you can harvest wood from trees, but logs are really good. Obviously dead players, but I'd recommend try and avoid getting into conflicts before you start. And we've also got some rags for our sleeping bag, and we've got some low grade fuel that would have come from a barrel or something like that, to put in so we can make our furnace. So the first thing you'll do is you will craft the building plan and put it in your hands, and then the next thing you'll want to craft is the wooden hammer, because that allows you to upgrade stuff and change stuff and do stuff. So here we go. So as you can see, I've got those things in my hand. So let's get started. So we just select where we want to put our base. So let's have that there, and then we're going to put another bit on there, and then we're going to change to the triangular foundation, and we're going to put that there. Okay, so now we're going to put some walls on. So we'll go down to wall, and we're going to put wall there, wall there, wall there, wall there, wall there, little wall there, Okay, now we're going to put our doors in place. So we're going to put a door there. We're going to put a door there. And now we're just going to craft some doors. So we want 2 doors. So let's get that crafting. And we're going to want 2 locks as well. So let's get them crafting. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a roof on. So floor. So we're going to put a roof there. Roof there. Then we want a triangle roof to go above there. Now, while we're waiting for these, right, so the first door's arrived, so let's put that into place. Now, that is actually on the wrong way round. You want doors to open inwards. However, I do understand that with the one of the last updates, doors no longer take equal damage from either side. So inside the base, this like twig base we've got here, this side here is the weak side. So if you hit this with a hammer, it will get destroyed pretty quick. Whereas the outside, although it's not much stronger, is definitely stronger. So let's get inside. So our next door has arrived. So let's see if we can put this one on the right way. There we go. And then what we want to do is we want to see if our locks have arrived. Right, our locks have arrived. So let's put a lock on this door. And then we can close that. Now only us will be able to use this lock. You can create a key for the lock. So you could give that to someone else if you wanted to. Generally though, what you'll do is if you want other people to be able to get into your base, you'll craft a there we go, a code lock. But as you can see, the code lock, you need 100 metal fragments, and the sheet metal door as well, you need 150 metal fragments. So we've got that in place. Our second lock has arrived. So let's put that on. There we go. So we're kind of semi-secure now. But what we want to do now is upgrade everything, and we're going to upgrade it to. We're just going to imagine we had kind of wood available. So we want to upgrade to wood. Upgrade to wood. Upgrade to wood. Very important to remember to the basement as well. Now obviously if you had stone, you'd want to upgrade to stone as well, because that obviously is much stronger, and you don't have to go to wood in between. You could just upgrade to stone. So for example, let's imagine I've got some stone. There we go. So we've got a couple of stone walls there. So let's go and have a look at it from the outside. All looks very nice, doesn't it? Wood cabin. So let's go inside. So what we need to do now is we need to craft a tool cupboard, because that's what stops our base from degrading over time. So it'll be under construction, I think. So let's go have a look. Tool cupboard, 1,000 wood. Ooh, we've only got 500, so we need to go and get some more. Let's go and get some more wood. I'll collect this hemp as we're on our way. one thing I should probably kind of mention at the beginning is before you start building your base, you want to make sure that you've constructed a sleeping bag and put it in some bushes nearby, so that if you get killed while you're making your base, or attacked by a bear or something like that, or die of starvation or dehydration or radiation poisoning, at least you've got you can spawn back in. Right, let's have a look. So what have we got? Alright, we've definitely got enough wood now. And if you're wondering, I'm playing this on a local server, so that's why I'm not being that much bothered about security, because I know there's going to be no one coming along. Right, okay, so we were going to make a tool cupboard. Okay, so while that's crafting in, let's also look at making a sleeping bag. And we were going to look at a box, weren't we? Let's have a look. Items. Let's make a construction box. And let's get a furnace making as well. So all of these things are going to be coming in fairly soon. And I'll tell you what we should make as well. Let's make a nice... Ooh. Little campfire to put in there. Now, if you are playing on PC, what I definitely recommend you do is do what I've done here, is set up a local Rust server. It's very, very easy to do. It means you can practice playing, and you can do really fun things like this. So you can make yourself admin of the server, and you can spawn whatever you want in to have a play around. Fun. So there we go. Obviously, you can make all these things when you get the blueprints for them. Oh, it's not letting me do that one. Let's pick something else. Okay, you've probably got to put this on a base, haven't you, or something? There we go. Got a parasol. Anyway, right, our stuff has started to spawn back. Has come off our has been crafted. So let's go back inside. So we've got a tool box, a tool cupboard, which we'll put right in this corner here. And again, what you do with this is you put stuff into it so that it keeps your base maintained. So that base is now protected for 22 hours. The bigger your base gets, and the different materials you put into it, the more stuff you'll have to keep it up, keep it going. Right, there we go. So there is our furnace, which I think we'll put right there, actually. Let's put that there. A little fire to keep us warm. So we could probably put that there, I think. Will that affect that? No, that's good. Let's put that on. Nice and homely. What else have we got? We've got our storage box and our sleeping bag. So let's put our sleeping bag next to the fire. I know it doesn't really make any difference, but it looks better, doesn't it? And then let's put our storage box. How about right there? So there we go. So that is the start of our base, our very basic base. The danger point, the weak point, is definitely these wooden doors. Very, very dangerous, that. So what you want to be doing is going around collecting ore, metal ore, and then you then you can put it into the furnace with fuel, with wood, and that will then start to spit out metal fragments, because what you're working towards is to create a metal door, which you're going to need 150 metal fragments to create. And once you've got that, you replace the 2 doors with metal doors, and you're on your way then to have something much more secure. And the thing I'd say as well is, don't worry too much about losing your base as well and it getting raided and getting destroyed, because if there's a couple of higher end guys with machine guns and things, they can break into your base. I mean, if they've got explosives or rocket launchers, they can get in no trouble at all. But as you can see, it doesn't take very long to do. It's relatively quick to gather the resources together, and you just go off and you do it somewhere else. Now, there are plenty of other videos on YouTube showing you how to make even smaller bases. And to be honest, if you think about it, you could even really probably make a 1x1/2 base with the triangle bit on the front. Be a bit tight, but you could definitely fit the tool cupboard, storage box, and a furnace in there. Not sure whether you'd get the sleeping bag. You might get the sleeping bag in. I'm not sure. But again, you would put the sleeping bag somewhere else. You would put your sleeping bag. You'd hide it, behind a rock or in the bushes, kind of somewhere else, so that if you got killed, you could come back to it. And that would then give you a starting point from which to start gathering resources. Because the whole point is, when you're trying to build your base, you want everything in your inventory ready to go, so you can quickly whack up the foundation, whack up the walls, put a wall on, put a lock on, and then upgrade it so you're safe as you're building it, because people will hear the banging and come running to see what's going on. Now, if you're watching this and you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, you'll probably notice that the buttons are all different, aren't they? You don't access things in the same way. However, the tactics, the strategy, the techniques are the same. So there we go. Hopefully you found that useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Put your questions and comments down below, and I will see you again soon.